Can you hear me, Holden?
I can hear you fine.
Yes, that's what we love to hear. What is up, dude? Happy Friday, my guy.
Dude,
Dude,
happy Friday, brother.
freaking masks off for you and our viewers, listeners who don't know. DC is ending the mask mandate Monday. I'm gonna miss my mask so much, said no one ever.
I don't know, dude. Hold on to it just in case.
Hey, you know it. You know I always keep that thing on me. But
Hey, let me tell you something. When it's cold outside, this thing's actually really nice.
dude, it actually is. It's getting a little chilly up in DC here this week. It was a little bit, so it was really nice. I enjoyed wearing it. I kept it on, like walking from my apartment to the metro, so that was nice. But yeah, dude, how you doing? How you feeling?
Dude, feeling a little bit better. Was kind of out of it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But I'm getting back into the swing of things. It's perfect, just in time for some Thursday night football. So it's like, of course, my body starts feeling better, right after. So I think I was recovering from like a just wild win this past Sunday.
Ooh, y'all had a doozy.
Oh, it was a doozy, brother. Let me tell you. Yeah, I'm feeling good. How about you, man?
Dude, I'm great, man. Work is chill. Boss is out of the office. He's in Belarus. So your boy might be sneaking down to the old Richmond a little early for Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah. Interviewed the Polish ambassador of the United States this morning. Weird flex. But yeah, so we're riding high. I'm excited to have another excellent episode of Partially Biased. Got another sick guest coming our way. My boy Will is going to come on, talk a little about those Jets. But
Okay.
yeah, any big weekend plans?
Dude, after last weekend, I think we were so busy running around DC and everything. I think we're going to keep it low key this weekend as we prep for an awesome 3-day work week headed into the Thanksgiving week. So yeah, just keeping it low key. How about yourself, my fine friend?
Dude, I think I'm gonna hang out with the old girlfriend. Another weird flex. Yeah, go out for drinks with some of her friends. I think Sunday afternoon. Besides that, nothing much. Just ready for a big game this weekend. Getting ready for old Turkey Day. And that's really about it. Hold, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? It's not the Thanksgiving episode, but I just can't help but talk about it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we might as well we'll do a little teaser. We can get into it deeper next week, but I love pumpkin pie. I just love pumpkin pie. I know that's more of the dessert, but I'll have to go mac and cheese. And then what I do with the turkey and stuff is I like to get like some nice turkey, and I'll get some Hawaiian buns, those Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, dude, those are nice.
Throw a little mayo, a little spicy mustard, maybe a little cheese, and just make myself a ton of those little sandwiches, bro. I make like 50 of those while I'm watching the Cowboys lose every Thanksgiving.
Every Washington fan's favorite pastime, watching the Cowboys lose on Turkey Day, bro. Oh,
one of the best.
Gosh, dude, it never gets old, does it?
Yeah. What about you, bro? What do you munch on?
Dude, I like the sides. I like the turkey, but if your sides aren't hidden, then it's a letdown. You got to have mac and cheese there. I'm kind of low-key a big green bean casserole guy, dude, and I love those sweet potatoes or yams where they put the toasted marshmallows on top.
That is good. Not too big on the greens, but yeah, I do like those yams.
You got to eat those greens, Holden. You're a growing boy. You got to grow up big and strong.
Well,
I heard Washington could need another kicker in 2 weeks.
No. Joey Sly's doing just fine in his debut, baby.
Dude, he's a Washington local? I didn't know that. Well, so was the last guy, apparently.
I did, yeah. He went to Virginia Tech.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One of our listeners actually, has been to a couple parties with him.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's wild.
Yeah, he had a great debut. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, we can get into that in a little bit, but man,
sure.
I'm still shocked about that.
Love it. Small world. Well, speaking of it, let's go ahead and get into it. My name's Sean, and I'm partial to those Buffalo Bills.
Holden, partial to those upset city Washington football team. Beat the defending Super Bowl champs at home. Tom Brady and company didn't stand a chance.
They didn't. And this is
partially biased.
Partially biased, the show with biased takes from biased fans. Partially. All right, hold on. What stuck out to you last week? We don't even need to say it. It's the Washington football team. They stuck out to you. Why? How'd they win that ball game, man? What's up with that?
No clue. Reverse psychology has worked 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tempt fate like this much longer, but obviously went heavy on the Bucks. Obviously, I was playing with the football gods in hopes that we would get a steal. We would steal
2
a win.
weeks in a row, dude.
2 weeks in a row.
Lord.
I can't believe it. Like it's just something that I just don't think anybody stood a chance. I mean, I have this thought in my head that if we lose that game, you're 2-7 and you're looking dead in the eyes of next season. There's really no chance. And as weird as it sounds, it's only one game, and I know you're still 3-6, so you do have to just understand that this doesn't change anything about your schedule, but it does give you a lot of confidence and set you up for success moving forward if we can build on it. What I saw in that final drive, it's a 10.5-minute drive to clinch and not give Tom Brady a chance. It was just beautiful. It was coaching, special teams, defense, offense, all phases of football was great. And just when you thought the Washington play was going to happen or something was, and it almost did. We fumbled the ball and gave them a chance. I'm sitting there thinking there's no way we pull this out. And I'm hoping, holding on for dear life, thinking, man, this is kind of your season. At this point, every game's kind of your season. If you want to think about the playoffs, which I still do.
Survive in advance.
We did it, and I'm pumped about it.
Dude, that's sick.
Crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Love it.
Dude, who doesn't? Who doesn't, man? But yeah, I don't know. It stuck out to me. Obviously, since we're biased here on this show, dude, those Bills, man, we went out and smacked those Jets like we should have smacked Jacksonville 2 weeks ago. I loved every single second of it. Defense balled out again. Offense played super well. I think Josh had over 300 yards passing with only throwing the ball 20 times. Insane. Anytime your quarterback can put up that kind of yardage on that limited amount of throws, great. We had 4 different rushing touchdowns from 4 different rushers, which you love to see. I love how Matt Breida got involved. That dude's a speedster. I think he actually is a difference maker for us. And I was glad to see we got our right tackle, Spencer Brown, back. He sets that attitude on the right side of the line so well. He's out there to pancake someone like George Kittle. He's there to he plays angry, and you need to play angry on that line. So, dude, that just brought all the confidence back in the world that I could, even though Pats are right on our heels. So that's tough. That
game stick out to me as well. That game I thought was going to be, I can't believe
they smoked the Browns. Not even close.
I mean, Browns. Yeah. I couldn't believe that, dude.
Dude, it is crazy to me because I think about it and it just solidified that Bill Belichick is probably the greatest coach of all time. 45 points up against a decent Cleveland team, just an absolute clinic, just out coaching everyone. It scares me a little. But yeah, I don't know. Another thing that stuck out to me while Holden fixes his thing, dude, Lions Lions caught not a loss. We love to see that anytime that happens. I mean, we were thinking we've said it this whole season, Detroit has to win a game at some point. They can't be the first team to go 0-17. They didn't win a game, but they won't be the first team to go 0-17 at least. So, you love to see that. I'm a big fan of that. How about those Lions, Holden? Yeah, dude. Yeah, they were crazy. I can't hear you, but yeah, dude, it's nuts.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, dude. Did you have to let out a fart or something? You just muted your mic?
No, dude. Honestly, dude, my thing just reset. I don't know what's going on, but
dude,
that game, I thought the Lions were going to be able to sneak their first win. Turns out they can't win games; they can just lose or tie. Wild for our Pittsburgh fan. There was opportunities for the Lions to win that game. There were opportunities for the Steelers to win that game. I mean, it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't help you. I've tied before. It's a weird feeling, but at the end of the day, we'll see if it comes back to haunt or help one of those. I'm obviously not going to do anything for Detroit, but we'll see if that helps or hurts Pittsburgh as we tighten up toward the end of the season. But
in a very competitive AFC North, where you need to get some wins and they could sneak into a wild card or a division win, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to say, but yeah, I had some thought on it, but I can't remember it. So whatever. I guess we're just gonna move on. Yeah, dude. Um
Big Ben not playing, was that it? I mean, because I think that would have affected the game. I think if Big Ben was in, it definitely would have altered that game a
Mason
little bit.
Rudolph gave them chances to win. Like we said, there were chances for both sides to win that game, and they just couldn't. And I don't know, man. It's just crazy to look at, and it makes me wonder about this upcoming week with like Pittsburgh and Chargers. A lot of injuries on both sides, COVID stuff, which sucks. But
Those guys
dude,
too, man. I mean, there's a lot of teams that I would like. I'm high on, and then they fall off, and then I'm high, and it's just like it's that is the NFL, and that is why this sport and this league is so crazy because just when you think a team is hot and is getting it, you write them off, and then they, or you think they're going to just go on this streak, and then they fall off, or you think this team that's just out of it just somehow finds a way to come back. I mean, the Patriots were what? I forget what the Patriots were. They were 2-4, and now they're 6-4. I mean, they've rattled off 4 straight. I mean, they're right in the thick of it, and just this league is nuts, man.
I hate it. No, I think this is the most competitive year that we've seen in a long time. Like I think everyone's really kind of within an inch or two of each other in a lot of ways, or at least that's how it's playing out. But I remember what I was going to say. I love a good old tie. And that's because I hate it so much. Like it is the weirdest feeling. We didn't lose. We didn't win. And if we're talking about the sport of American football, it only exists on like a high school level and then a professional level. Does not exist in college. There's no ties in basketball. I don't think there are for hockey. Of course, you have soccer, but that game you can play 80 minutes and there will be no scores anyway. So forget about it. But yeah. That's what, like, I just remember like being in high school and like a tie happened. Like it's a phrase. I don't know if it's just around here, but it's like, oh, a tie. It's like kissing your sister. Yeah,
no, they're not. I don't understand. It's funny that they still have ties. You would think they would come up with something to eliminate ties, but I mean, there's a reason for it, and there have been times where it's helped and hurt people, and it's very hard to do. And I feel like once every 2 years, or maybe even like once every year, we're good for a tie. So it happens once or twice, every here and there, but it's weird when you can't score, you can't find a winner with it. And they also reduce that time period to score. So it's almost like they're trying to encourage it more, or like when you go from 15 minutes to 10 minutes, it's almost like, so you're thinking that the teams need less time to score, but when you can't score in those 10 minutes, I mean, it's weird having that extra column on your record for sure.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, my last thing of this, and then we'll get into our guests and our picks. But yeah, I just remember hearing from like an older football fan when I was like younger, and he said it was like, a tie like back in the day used to be a big deal. It used to be considered almost an upset. Like if you were an underdog and somehow you were able to pull a tie, like it was celebrated. And like it's interesting to see how maybe that ideology has shifted in the following decades. But yeah, so enough about last week. Let's get to this week. We got to talk about the Thursday night game, give our predictions, get our awesome guest on here. But real quick, all our guests this season are sponsored by Red Bull. Let's get a little can crack here. Oh, not that crisp, but pretty good.
It was good. That's a nice sip. That's a nice sip.
Oh, I love it. Oh God, I love the taste of a good Red Bull. I would drink Red Bull like as a soda if it wasn't caffeinated. I think that's how much I love a good Red Bull. It's like a little spicy. It's a little sweet, God, I don't know what they put in it.
After all my vodka Red Bulls that I drink, I typically will go pour one of these liquid IVs into. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to this week's sponsor, Liquid IV. Pour one of these bad boys in some water, 16 fluid ounces of water. Get you right back in the saddle. All right. Let me tell you something. You don't matter how hungover you are. You drink one right before bed. Drink one when you wake up. Drinking one right now. You will feel like you could run a marathon just like your girlfriend did this past weekend.
Yes, sir. She did do that. She had a lot of those. Liquid IV. Did you just have a wine night with your lady feeling a little hungover? Did you just pound all the brewskis with the boys the night before? Did you just pound back some bourbon watching your team get a fat W?
That's right.
If you don't want to be hungover, you take one of those, and you maybe take several. Never be hungover again, or at least until next time. You decide to drink everything in sight. Liquid
That's
IV
right.
and Red Bull. Red Bull gives your team wins, gives you winning bets. It's just win, 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 win. And with that note, without further ado, one of our two New York Jets insiders will be Thomas.
Let's go. Jets, Jets.
What's going on, bro? Long time no see.
Hey guys, good afternoon.
What's up?
Holden, Holden. Nice y'all to meet.
Brother.
Last time we hung out, Holden, was when we were still playing Fortnite, right?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Okay. Yes, let's go.
Oh, dude, those are the days, dude. Oh, those are the best. Simpler times.
I just hopped on the 6 not too long ago, to be honest with you.
Dude, I think
days.
Will's about to pick it back up with the Naruto thing.
I mean,
Okay, yeah. Well, they got a new season coming out here, or a new chapter, so might have to sneak back in there a little bit.
Maybe, I don't know, man. They turned off the crossplay, so no matter what, over the past year or two, you have to play against PC people, even if you're on Xbox. So that really, I lost the interest there when I was getting built on, and it was just impossible. So,
dang. Well, that sucks. More time for football, though. Am I right? Woo! Dude, all right. So real quick, we got a little format for guests on the show. Just tell us about yourself, what team you're biased towards, what made you a fan, how long you've been a fan, and then briefly get into what your expectations were at the beginning of the season, where they are right now, and how you see the team ending at the end of the season. Floor is yours.
Those are some tough questions, guys. Kind of a cute story. When I was younger, my dad raised me as a New York fan. So lucked out with the Yankees, got to see some championships when I was younger. Not so much now. But usually, you know how it goes. It's Yankees, Giants, Rangers, if you're going to be a fan. But my dad was a fighter pilot in the Marine Corps. So when I was a young kid, I was like, I would rather pull for the Jets because they're it's what my dad does. So, I switched up there. The Jets, it's been honestly rough just in general. Had some tough teams. I really enjoyed the defensive teams, but coming into this season, I mean, the expectations weren't too high. It was, something, but, they definitely weren't this bad of what I've been seeing, because even though the Jets offense hasn't been good in quite some time, the defense was always kind of there, even under Rex Ryan and, those teams where they were still, stopping teams from scoring, more than, teams would score like 21 a game and we probably score like 17 or 14 and lose. So it was whatever. But, you bring in Robert Saleh, which I loved the hire, and I loved him, seeing his energy on the sideline for the 49ers. He always got hyped up, and I was like, I love that. But I was like, Zach Wilson, like, I'm okay with it. We just have been so bad at the quarterback position for so long, and it's like you get to a point where you're like, I know we can dish out the money for one of these free agent, quarterbacks. I don't care if it's, 3-4 years of success and then that's it. But he got hurt. Mike White was a high for a week. And then we also have wins against 2 top 10 teams in the NFL, which is so weird.
It is.
But giving up 45 and 53 to the Patriots, who have really gone on a tear lately, but to be honest, that offense isn't, anything crazy good. So definitely been frustrating. Expectations for the rest of the season. I mean, I don't know. Hope we can go and get this win against Miami this week. But, I think, at this point, we're okay with a 5-12 season, I think would be okay. But 3-14 or 2-15, I don't know if, that would hurt.
let me ask you this, Will. Are you one of those fans that when you get to this point in the season, because I'm with you, I mean, we've obviously struggled with quarterback play for a long time as well in Washington. When you get close to the end of the season and you're in that contention for like the top 3 or the top 1 or 2 picks, are you more like, I want to lose out just to get the best available whatever, or let me still get my team to win because I'm a huge fan and I just want to win every week?
Yeah, like last year, I definitely wasn't, or I was definitely happy when we did get that win because I was really so scared that we were going to go 0-16. I was so scared. But it's like we've put the pick on like defensive line, which I like that pick, those first round picks there for a while. But like Quinnen Williams has been like so injury prone. But when he's on the field, he's a menace. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard because I don't feel like this year's upcoming draft class, like I don't see anyone in there that I have like super high hopes or expectations for. So even if I do want that good, pick, I don't know. I think at this point I'm like wanting them to at least, I don't even want wins. I want like them to compete, I don't want to get blown out. You're in the NFL, like, to be honest, like NFL teams shouldn't be getting blown out, obviously. So that's kind of where I'm at. And so I think we're done with the Patriots for the year, right? We've already played them twice.
Yep.
Obviously we kept it close with the Bills for 2 quarters, and that was nice. But besides that, I think I just, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I go out of my way not to watch Jets games. I don't watch them on the TV. I watched the London game against the Falcons because I thought that we had a chance. And even though it made that game look close, if you watched that full game, the Jets were absolutely awful the whole game. It was the sloppiest team I've ever seen. And so I definitely just want competition. I don't want to get the notification at 4th 15 and see that 45-17 final, that 53-6 final. Like I want to see a 31-17. Like, cool, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you're fine with losing. You just don't want to get your ass handed to you. You know,
like we're laughing stock already of the league. We can at least keep games somewhat close so that you have something other than that to talk about week to week on those Monday morning, Tuesday morning sports shows, right?
No, I completely agree. And like I think me and Holden are and you as well are in like the popular opinion of we didn't expect this Jets team to be great, but like I think their ceiling maybe was like 7 wins, or it's just like because last year they weren't great and they weren't going to turn it around into a playoff team in just one off season. But what you're looking for is that progress of like, okay, and then after that we add some more pieces, Wilson comes along under center, and like we can just hopefully we're really competitive there, So, and I feel y'all have gotten really unlucky with the injury bug on defense, offensive line, wide receivers, everything.
Yeah, Marcus May, that hurt. I don't really know what his situation is. I don't know if he's happy in New York, so that might be something I mean, there were so many rumors about him getting traded at the trade deadline too. So and him, being out for the season. Like I love, it's a very like likable team, and they look like they have some fight and some energy. Like, if you're on social media, like watching them throughout the week with like practice, it doesn't look like they're like, a completely like depressed team. Like they look like they have energy. I just don't know what happens from, the week up until Sunday where offensively and defensively. I mean, I even saw Rex Ryan came out and kind of like.
I was just about to ask you about that. How do you feel about that? He's beefing with your head coach now.
I don't know, because I don't really know how I feel. Like, definitely Rex Ryan definitely had some, some good teams defensively. But I know Rex Ryan had his own problems as a head coach. It's like he's got this crazy great resume. So like, I don't know. That was really. I don't know. It's kind of random. I was like, why are you even talking about it?
I think he's fighting to stay relevant because like the interviews that I have seen him done, he's like, I don't understand why I can't get another head coaching job. I don't understand it. And it's just like, dude, you got 2 chances. Most people only get 1, like, and you had 2. and it didn't work. And you're saying you don't want to be a defensive coordinator. Like, and I'm sure someone maybe would hire you for that, or like his brother Rob, I think, is a linebackers coach in Baltimore. Like, if you want to go do that, someone will hire you to do that. Or shoot, I'm trying to think of the old Jeff Fisher. Like, I think Jeff Fisher, I saw an interview with him where he said, like, yeah, I would only accept a head coaching job. Like, I've gotten offers for coordinator positions, but I'm just not interested. So yeah, Rex Ryan's just fighting to be relevant, and it's annoying. Like,
yeah, like I mean, Rob, Rob was a big time defensive coordinator for a while. And
yeah,
he could, if he obviously realized that, maybe it needed to take some time as just like a specific coach of, like, is he, yeah, I don't know what he is, a linebackers coach. That's how you kind of, if you want to stay in the league, like you can be in the league. You just might not be able to be that head coach. But if you want to be in the NFL, there are plenty of opportunities on, those lineman coach or linebackers, whatever. So
scout, whatever, like be like staff rosters for NFL teams are huge. Like, so I don't know. Rex Ryan just likes to talk like he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach, and he's just nowhere near it. So let him keep chirping, But anyway, I know your time is limited, so how about we get into some picks, Will? How about that? You ready for that, Holden?
Oh, I've been ready since Monday night, baby.
All right, tell you what, just to make sure we get to it and we have plenty of time for it, we're going to start with your New York Jets. And you know what? We're going to go to you, Will. All right. Who do you like in this game? Miami's favored by 3.
Is it in Miami or is it in New York?
Oh, that is an excellent question. And maybe I should know that, but I'll tell you right now, for my pick, doesn't even matter. It's in MetLife. Tickets are as low as $28. Will, you want to go see this game? We'll take the train.
Take the train. I'm gonna break my own heart, and I'm gonna go the Jets going in with a win this week.
That's what I'd like to hear.
They gotta bounce back,
dude. Joe Flacco is starting. He
is
elite.
Yep. That's why I'm not to jump in here too, but give me a veteran quarterback. I'll take it.
He didn't look bad at the end of that Bills game. I will say he did not look bad.
I'll take it. I'll take the
number 19 now,
huh?
He's rocking number 19 now or something instead of number 5.
Something. Yeah, they wouldn't give him that. I hate that, but it's like I forgot who else. I think like OBJ had to pick a weird number too because those numbers just weren't available. And I think Joe and like this is disrespectful to Joe Flacco. I'm like, this is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Maybe just like let him have his number or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to take the Jets here. I don't like this Miami team. I already forgot what they did last week. Looking right now, they did upset the Ravens, but I just don't like them. I think this is a Dolphins team that barely beat the Texans. Got smoked by the Bills twice. Like, I don't know, can't really win against a lot of other teams. I think the Jets somehow find a way to pull it out at home. I just do.
If you can get the pressure, is Tua going to start or is it Jacoby Brissett? Depending on if we can get pressure on Tua, I feel like we can force him to, make some mistakes.
That's true. I mean, that's such a weird situation too, and I don't know what to make of it. I believe it's probably going to be Tua because I think he started last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Jacoby started, and then he got injured, and then Tua came in and played okay. But yeah, I agree. I think that was kind of like a little bit of I mean, you can't really call games flukes, but I don't know if they would be able to do that again to Baltimore. Baltimore somehow just got shut down that week. And I don't know if it was a short week. Those Thursday night games can be weird. Mm-hmm. Most of these primetime games have been kind of weird. So yeah, I think the Jets I like the +3, and I think they could come and get an upset. And it's a division game too, so you never know how those are going to really unfold. So
yeah,
I like the Jets too.
Let's go. I'm not going to bet on it, but I'll take them to win for sure. Also, yeah. But all right, so let's go ahead. Thursday night. Well, we like to think this is our Friday show, even though we're recording on a Thursday. Shocker to the viewers at home, but that's just how it goes because usually I'm not able to record until later on in the day on the Thursday. But Pats, Falcons, Holden's going to start us off here. New England is a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah, you guys might not like to hear this, but I think the Patriots are finding something right now. They're rolling right now. After what I saw Atlanta put up, 3 points of total offense, I think the Patriots have always had a good defense under Bill Belichick. I don't know who the players are, and it doesn't matter because Bill Belichick finds a way. And I think he's got a rookie in Mac Jones who is starting to get confident and starting to get just a rhythm going. And after 4 wins, I think they're going to blow out this Atlanta team this week.
Yeah, dude, I completely agree. Just bouncing off what you said, I hate how good this Patriots team is. I've said it all year. I bet their win total under, which I think was like 9 or 10, and they're kind of creeping up on that number, and it's scaring me as someone who laid 5 units on it. But because that's how sure I was, and it's not happening right now. But especially because this Falcons team stinks. Like Matt Ryan's over the hill. They have no defense. Calvin Ridley is dealing with personal issues, so he's not on the field. So you just have Kyle Pitts on offense, and you're hoping Cordell Patterson can somehow do everything. You know, maybe they'll line up at safety this week too. Whatever. But
he might be questionable as well.
I did see that. So it just Patriots play good defense. It's just a classic Bill Belichick. We're gonna play good defense, good special teams, offense. Don't make mistakes. If I wasn't so biased towards the Bills, I would actually bet on this game for the Pats to cover. But I just, for the life of me, cannot bet on the New England Patriots. I just won't do it unless it's to bet on them to lose. I'll do that all day. But what do we think? Any last thoughts, Will? Or do you got your pick here? Did you already give your pick? I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I agree. Obviously, to be honest, it's not hard to figure out that Falcons team, you know, and even though Matt Ryan's, you know, as good as he's been his career, you know, you just get pressure on the man and he's going to throw 2 picks, you know? So I think, yeah, their offense just isn't, you know, versatile enough. There's not much there besides, like you said, Calvin Ridley dealing with personal issues and stuff like that. And then, yeah, it's like Cordero Patterson can only do so much, you know, at some point. I see they have Wayne Gallman working at too. So it was, you know, bad fantasy pick on my end with Mike Davis, thinking he was going to have another stellar year, but you know,
dude, he fooled so many people, and I'm glad I didn't get fooled. Dude, our league's heating up. Will. I'm Holden. I don't know if you know this. Me and Will we're in our own league together. It's heating up, and I'm glad I'm finally stacking some wins because this is the one league that I always suck at, and I never know why. I always I'm in 5 leagues this year. I'm competitive in all of them, and for some reason, this one Yahoo league just always screws me every year. And it's just like a Rubik's Cube. I cannot figure out how to solve it. But
I'm 5-5 in like every single league. So it's really crunch time. I'm 6-4 in that league, but I peaked too soon. It's probably over for me in that league. So we'll see.
Dude, here, we'll make a blockbuster trade, you know, you and me, insider info right here, right now.
Trade deadlines this week, I think. Trade deadlines this week. You got to get them in.
Dude, you're telling me.
I just proposed Debo. I had Debo
last night.
What was that, Will?
Oh, I just picked up Debo. I had to trade away Lockett. I just couldn't stick with Lockett anymore.
Dude, you can't. He's like, he peaked early, you know, and just can't be found. But so that sucks here. So we're gonna move on. All right, next game, Ravens Bears. Ravens are -4.5. I think Ravens found a way to win it. Bears looked good last week, better, but still not a great team. They cannot figure out how to run the ball unless it's in Justin Fields' hands. Allen Robinson, arguably a top 10 wide receiver, is a non-factor this year at all in this Matt Nagy offense, in Justin Fields' first year, not coming along as quickly as people thought. Ravens run the ball well. I mean, they have so many weapons. Shout out to Le'Veon Bell somehow out of the league. I don't kind of crazy. Cut by the Ravens. I didn't see that coming, but I'm going to take
cut this week.
Yeah, they released him.
Oh gosh, I had no idea.
Dude,
such a good time. He was posted on social media again. That's crazy.
Yeah, he posted himself. He's like, yeah, you know, it just didn't work out, you know, blah blah blah. And I was just like, dang, talk about a guy who fell off from like being arguably the best running back in the league to now, he can't even get a second role. Like, you know what I mean? And
when you go to the Jets. No.
That's what happens when you peak on the Jets, dude.
The Jets jersey. I'm glad I didn't do that, but
I'm glad you didn't either. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Baltimore to cover too. Baltimore 4.5. I think they win by a touchdown, so I'll take that. But all right, Will, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, that Bears offense did show signs of life. I'm sure it was good for Justin Fields' confidence to, throw some touchdowns, have an enjoyable game for the first time in a while. But yeah, it's Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore Bears, yeah. So Baltimore, yeah, I'm sure needs a bounce back, man. I don't think John Harbaugh is going to get fooled again like he did last week. So we'll see. And then I'm sure Lamar is just like,
Oh, he's
run
pissed.
for 500 yards, and then just be Lamar. So I think, yeah, 4.5. And like you said, Chicago is just a lot of question. Defense isn't what it used to be.
No,
See if Khalil Mack's back and go from there.
for sure. Holden, thoughts?
Yeah, bounce off Will's point. He mentioned John Harbaugh, typically good coaches, Super Bowl winning coaches. Tough one after a bad beat, they kind of come back with a little extra edge, and same with a good MVP quarterback in Lamar. I think he's going to post a pretty solid day on the Bears, and I think they're going to get a win. I think they're going to win by at least 7 points.
I love that. I love that pick so much. Damn, I'm gotta hammer that one down for sure. All right, next up, Lions Browns, a real barn burner. This could be. I think this is most people's game of the week here. Will Lions find a way to tie another AFC North team? Browns on tie watch. Will, what you got here? Cleveland is favored to win by 11.5 points. That's kind of a crazy spread. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't trust that. That's way too many points. I feel like the Browns just got blown out by the Patriots, and I know we're talking about how good the Patriots have been, but there's a lot of good things about the Browns team here too. But also, I don't know, is Dan Campbell gonna just ride that tie? I didn't see that last weekend. I think it's hilarious. I love the quote from Najee Harris that was like, I didn't know NFL games could go to ties. He was ready to play another quarter or something. That was hilarious. And but hey, I think they have to ride it. I think that the Lions, Baker's beat up. Baker's still beat up. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like, I was with you guys. You guys have been talking about the Lions and taking them here and there for weeks.
Recording here. So let's start that all over again. Guys, all right, we're back. I just started a new meeting after we got kicked.
We were talking about the Lions. Will was saying that we've been picking a guy every week.
You're gonna have to listen to that the very end, the cutout. I think it's hilarious. I was like mid talk, but no, I've been listening to you guys every week about I've been the same exact way for weeks before the Eagles blew them out and everything. And we were all like, this is the week. I love that Lions pick this week. And, the first week that I actually didn't follow who the Lions were playing or anything, they tied. So, 11, you said 11.5, right?
Yeah. 11.5.
I understand the disrespect to the Lions on the lines there, but it is the Browns. So I don't know. I don't think that the Browns will, is it for betting terms? It's that they'll cover that 11.5. They'll have to win by 12 or more, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And I just don't see it. I think, I don't know if I want to pick the Lions to win per se, but I don't think the Browns will cover. So I'll say I'll go with the Browns, but I think it's not going to, they're not going to cover that spread.
Agree. Totally. Holden, what thoughts?
So yeah, like Will said, I feel like I've juggled back and forth. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick the Lions this week. This team can't go 0-17. They got to get a win, and then they tie. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This was the one week that I had done it again and again. I'm going to go Browns this week. I also think the Browns are going to somehow find a way to cover, which is wild because I don't like taking big spreads like that. But I think whether it's Baker or Keenum, I don't really care. This Lions team just isn't good. They're not showing that they want to, they can't even get a win when they have a chance to get a win. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, Nick Chubb's coming back. I don't even know. Kareem Hunt may or may not come back, but Dearness Johnson's going to do just fine for them. I think they're going to run all over this Lions team and just ground and pound their way to a victory of 2 touchdowns or more.
Holden, I am right there with you. Like while we were talking, I went ahead and checked the inactives. And if Chubb is playing for the Browns, just the Browns pound the rock all day. I don't think it really matters. Also, Jared Goff is questionable. I don't know how questionable, but I think that's a difference maker. I don't know who their backup is, but if he's not better than Jared Goff, you're really screwed. Something I really like, the over-under's at 44. I'm kind of in the camp of, okay, either like I don't think Browns get beat that bad again. Like I think they kind of bounce back. They're like they do a lot of work, chip on their shoulder. Let's win against a bad team and kind of get back on track. I don't think they fumble 2 weeks in a row. So I'll take the Browns. A lot of points to cover, but I don't know. What was last week? Like 19-19 or 16-16 and tie? Like Lions can't score points. Like, so I'll take the Browns here. I'll take the Browns for sure and to cover. But so now that we're back with more time, I skipped a game because I didn't want to run out of time during the Bills pick. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. That's right. I'm playing 4D chess. I'm pulling all the strings here, Will. You're just my puppets.
You gotta go. No.
All right. Yeah, right. So Colts Bills. Buffalo is favored by 7. I'm going to take the Bills here because I'm biased. Colts are a good team, but just in the second half, just really let a bad team kind of almost sneak back on them in a way. I think the Bills defense is playing well. I think if they're able to, bottle up the Colts run game and just let Carson Wentz hopefully make mistakes, I think, and like if the Bills offense can do at least half of what they did against the Jets this past week, I think it's fine. And I'm going to take the spread just because I bet the spread in the Bills every week. So, Holden, what do you got?
I think this is a playoff rematch from last year, correct? First round playoff matchup from last year.
First or second? I think you're right. Yeah. First.
I like this Colts team. I know that
I know you do.
Ride this Colts team. I think +7's a lot for them. I think this is a playoff caliber team. I think Jonathan Taylor, a very good back. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I think they cover 7. I see you're probably going to hate me. I'm going to take the Colts to win this game on an upset.
Shut up, Holden.
I know, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
Dude.
I definitely think they cover. I don't know if they. The thing is,
Come on,
I feel like
bro.
I feel like I've rid them so much, and they've done well for me. So I'm gonna ride the +7. I think they win. I think it's closer than that, but I think they're gonna somehow steal one from you guys.
Oh, they did so well for you. Did they cover last week? Huh? Did they cover last week against the Jags? Huh?
They did not. You're right.
Okay. All right.
Also, they just came out with some documentary on HBO, which I've not caught up yet. But,
I haven't either.
I've got to watch. It's their Hard Knocks mid-season form. It's I'm sure that's going to get people all fired up and hopping on the Colts wagon and stuff. So we'll see how they handle the pressure with a little bit of under the spotlight kind of stardom. But yeah, let me get Colts this week. Little upset. That's my upset of the week, I think. Sorry, brother.
Gross. Freaking gross. Oh, Will, thoughts?
I don't think so, Holden. Like Lee Corso said, not so fast.
Not
Carson
so
Wentz, I just don't think he has it. I think I don't know. I've been high on the Colts for years about being a good team, but I just don't see it, with Wentz. I think that the Bills are back. They had a little they were in bed, with a little bit of sickness for a few weeks of trying to figure out, getting over the hump. I think the Bills are right back on track. So I think they do cover that. And also, I don't know. I still need to see more from Carson Wentz to really be there for the Colts, especially when they were so close. Were they beating the Titans? They were so close to beating the Titans a couple weeks ago, and then he threw a pick. So I don't know. I'm going with the Bills.
Oh, music to my ears. Thank you, Will. Some sanity on this show. You see what I got to deal with every week? I got to deal with this guy. He loves the Colts. Who doesn't love the Colts? But it's against the Bills. We love the Bills more.
The Colts pretty likable team though, just like
they are. Jim
They're kind of
Irsay, great stadium. That horseshoe, it's like lucky. I don't know. But Peyton Manning, his forehead's the size of a billboard. Oh, God. Got to custom make his hats and helmets. Golly. I feel bad for his mom pushing that thing out. Anyway, all right. Moving on, keeping it in the AFC South, Texans, Titans. Holden, start us off.
I'm just going to go Titans. What is that spread? Like -12.5?
Dude, -10.
-10. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take the -10. Titans are going to win this game. Titans are on a tear right now. I think they said they're 7-0 versus playoff teams from 2020 or something like that. I don't know if that's the 4-0, 7-0, whatever it is. They've beaten every playoff. They've beaten every playoff team from last year. They beat good teams without Derrick Henry.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So, I'm going to go Titans.
Nice. Very nice. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Texans are just bad. I could see this one being, like another one of those NFL blowouts we've been seeing lately, just like a 38-3, like something. I do like seeing AP out there again, though. Obviously hate to see Derrick Henry go down like that, but it is cool to see, Adrian Peterson back out on the backfield. So, yeah, I have Titans all the way. The Texans, I don't really know what's going on with them.
Dude, this Texan team stinks. And I guess they had a late bye because their last game was against the Dolphins, but that was a game where they had Tyrod Taylor back. And I was like, okay, like Tyrod looked good week 1. And then he ends up throwing 3 picks and, it just looks bad. Like this should be an easy no-brainer. Titans win. Would I be shocked if somehow Texans find a backdoor to cover? No. But
yeah.
Am I going to take the spread? Absolutely. Titans are a red hot team finding a way to win without Derrick Henry. Now I think Julio Jones, they just put on IR. I think they're going to find a way to win without him too. Defense is stepping up to make plays when they need to. And Tannehill isn't turning the ball over much, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, no, I'll take that. And to your point, Will, dude, who isn't glad to see AP back? And good for him for biding his time. Because I think me and Holden I think we talked about him earlier in the season. We're like, because there were so many running back injuries. And we're like, when is this guy? Because he says he still wants to play and he's still effective, and he really bought his time and he's with a good team where he can succeed. And I don't know if he'll finally win a ring, but he could see some playoff time, which is interesting. So, good for him. And as someone who bet Titans just like in total over and to win the AFC South, I would love for them to win this game. As much as I hate to say it as an AFC team fan, because I think Titans are in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed right now, which is kind of scary. So, and I hate that.
Just said you bet the Texans to win.
Titans.
Yeah, I know, but you said the Texans.
But I meant Titans.
I know.
Who in their right mind would bet on the Texans?
I know what you meant, but I don't know if some crazy listeners or viewers out there are like, what did he just say?
God, that's right. So, I don't want to end up on the Twitter Reddit verse.
Definitely betting.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't want somebody to, come and quote you and be like, you said the Texans are going to win.
Yeah, right. It's on video too, so I can't deny it. Like, that was hearsay. We have you on camera, on audio. We clipped it.
After recording that you like snip the recording and plop it in there to say Titans.
Yeah. I'll just mute myself. It'll be like
just out of place to where Titans. You're just like, wait, why did it get so loud right there really quick?
I might have to do that later. That'll be funny. Moving on to a much better game. I think this may be my best bet of the week. We'll come back to it when we go to the best bets. Will, I know we're getting close to your time frame, so anytime you got a dip, you just say the word and, I'll see you on the Fortnite. But yeah, Packers, Vikings, I'm going to start us off. This line to me makes no sense with Aaron Rodgers starting. Green Bay is favored by 1.5. I don't think this Vikings team, they're good, but they're not very good. I think there's 2 different levels between Green Bay and the Vikings. I think Kirk Cousins can't get it done. I think Packers really does own this NFC North division 9 times out of 10. I will take the Packers here simply. Even if they do not have star running back, Alex Jones, Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
That one.
Which
I got.
He is out for a week or two.
Yeah. Which, as a fantasy owner, don't love that. But yeah, no, I'll take the Packer cover here, 1.5. I think this is a fantastic bet. Will, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I'm the same exact way. Kirk Cousins doesn't show up in these big games. He's proven that. I feel like the games that they don't broadcast, or you don't know who the Vikings are playing, he gets these wins. But I think division game and Kirk Cousins again. With Rodgers back, he's you could see he had a little bit of last week was a little bit of him kind of getting back in the swing of things. So I think,
and they were playing in the snow too, so beat a Russell Wilson team, even though Russ coming off injury. But yeah,
right. So I agree. It's the Packers, will easily. I am very happy though. I picked up AJ Dillon in one of my leagues, so huge.
Oh, what do they call him? Quadzilla? He's got these ginormous legs. God.
Nice little fantasy 17-point projection. Oh my gosh, that's better than half the people out there.
That is. Holden, what's going on with this game?
I'm somebody who cut AJ Dillon 2 weeks ago when he just started. He was just a waste of my roster spot, and then I cut him. And then somebody else picks him up, and now he starts for a couple weeks. I know, but it's I got quarterback injuries. I got to move things around. Anyways, AJ Dillon, I think, is going to get it done. I don't like this Vikings team. I'm also a little biased toward rooting against NFC teams right now, so I can sneak into the play. So I'm also going to take the Packers for that reason, but I think they showed last week that Aaron Rodgers is just Aaron Rodgers. They've made it to the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row. Ooh. They own that division when Aaron Rodgers is at quarterback, and I think they're going to win this game by a touchdown. I think 1.5 is – I don't know why the line is like that. It feels weird. Maybe it's because they're looking at it as a division game. Maybe it's in Minnesota, but I don't care.
If it was 3 or 3.5, maybe, but 1.5, I'm I think Packers just win this game, and they're gonna win it by at least a field goal. They should win it by at least a touchdown or two.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, but moving on here, Saints, Eagles. This one's a head scratcher. I don't know really where to go with it. I'll start us off here. I'm going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the hotter team right now. I think they got a win last week as well. I think they've won, 2 in a row maybe? No, they lost against the Chargers in a tough one. But they kind of
beat the Broncos last week, so that's a good one.
30-13. I think the Saints defense is surprisingly good. I wouldn't be surprised if they win or Trevor Siemian plays well enough to win this one. But yeah, I'll just take those Philadelphia Dirty Birds, straight up. I'm not going to bet on the spread at all. So there it is. Holden. Oh, wait. I'm going to tell everyone's Holden's pick right here. Saints by 20.
So actually, I'm not going to play with the gods too much anymore because we're getting back on track here. I'm going to because we haven't played the Eagles yet, and I'm confident we can beat the Eagles. I will take the Eagles to win this week. That's right. I will take the Eagles to win this week. I don't love this. I don't love this Saints team without Jameis Winston, to be honest. If Jameis Winston was playing, it'd be a different story. I don't like Trevor Siemian that much. I don't know if they're going to make a switch to Taysom Hill. I'd actually like them more if Taysom Hill was starting, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles this week, and maybe that's reverse psychology. I don't know. We'll see.
It could be. You could be reverse jinxing.
You'll never
know. Spin zones all around, brother. All right. Well, Will, who's going to win this game?
Yeah,
Tell me.
I mean, the Eagles are hot, but the Saints just kind of stick around, throughout the season. It's kind of like they fly under the radar a lot. So, I'm gonna go with the Saints. I think the Saints are gonna win this one.
Will convince me. I'm switching my pick.
The Saints by 50, I think 56-5 is final.
That's scoregami.
That's a scoregami.
Dang, who dat gonna be them Saints? Who dat? Sheesh. Holden, I'm gonna give you the floor with this next pick because I have a strong feeling this is your game of the week. there's so many narratives here. Potential Cam Newton revenge game, potential Ron Rivera revenge game, potential, what is it, Curtis Samuel revenge game if he ever can stay on the field for more than the play. So much drama. I feel like I'm at the movies right now. Washington Panthers minus 3.5. Who's gonna win the damn game?
You know who's gonna win this game. Washington is gonna find. I don't care about any of those narratives. Ron Rivera has said this is a business trip. He's coming in here. Yes, we have like 30 guys, whether it be players, staff, scouts from Carolina, GM, head coach, you name it. Ron Rivera brought that whole crew and is trying to build. And that's a lot of the NFL. You get a lot of guys who are familiarity when it comes to the NFL. So you're going to, meet up with people that you like and you work well with. Mm-hmm. I think the Cam hype, he scored a touchdown. Congratulations. Like, a lot of guys score touchdowns in this league. There's a reason you've been floating around and you haven't had a job for a while. I think if we can beat Tom Brady, we can beat anybody. And I hope and I feel like they're going to take this and roll with it. And I think 3.5 is a great number. I would take the 3.5, and I don't even like betting on my own team anymore, but I'm doing it. And I think we're going to win this game. I do think we're going to win this game for sure. And I think we're going to set ourselves up for a little bit of a run. I think last week was a huge win and confidence booster for us. And I'm so pumped for it. And if we lose, which, very well could happen, then so be it. We'll move on to the following week.
Wow. I have a lot to process from that just now. So, Will, if you could please help me out here. And I think you have a little bit of expertise here because you've lived in the DC area for a good amount of time, or you used to. So what's up?
Yeah, I'm with Holden. I agree. I think Washington's going to get out there and go on a little run. I didn't watch last week, but anytime you beat, 29-19 is
it ain't a fluke. It ain't a fluke.
So for Tom Brady not being able to go into FedEx Field and get a win, that's got to say something about this Washington team. So Cam, yeah, I like that they have McCaffrey back, but Cam had fun last week, but we'll see I don't know if he can continue to ride that. We'll see kind of where that goes. Are they named him the starting quarterback for now?
Yep. He said, I think that's what reports were saying. He's getting most of the first team reps.
Probably starting him. Yeah, I know he's taking the first team reps, but it's just, and Chris McCaffrey scares me a little bit too, but I don't know, man. We found a way to shut down those guys, and I find Tampa far scarier, and I'm not as worried about a Carolina team, and I don't know. Ron Rivera is going to have these boys juiced.
Yep.
He is. I'm pumped. Don't you do it, Sean.
There's just a lot here because part of me thinks that, this is maybe too sweet of a homecoming story for Cam Newton in Carolina. He did not play a lot of snaps, but to quote him, how much of the playbook do you know? 2 touchdowns worth. So I don't know. Maybe that's got to run out eventually. It's almost a little too good to be true. But at the same time, I think this Carolina team is so much different when Chris McCaffrey is starting. I think he's arguably a top 3 back. I think it's him and Kamara if we're going to talk about dynamic 3 down backs. And I think they proved that against an Arizona defense that has some players on it. Granted, the offense couldn't really compete with them. And this is a Washington team where defense really isn't a thing for how much money is spent on that side of the ball. And I hate to say it. And I don't know how much is coming from my own opinion. I'm not a petty person, even though, he picked the Colts over my Bills. So, but
I'll change my pick right now.
No. Bargaining. The 5 stages of grief or whatever. Bargaining. Yeah, no, man. I don't know. I think maybe last week with Washington was a little bit of a fluke. I think, all right, it goes back to a saying that I like of logic when it comes to all sports. Games are not won, they are lost. I feel it was a little bit of Tampa Bay losing that one just in the fact of turnovers. Tom Brady throwing 2 picks. He doesn't throw those 2 picks. Washington's maybe not in that game as much. But at the same time, Washington had a long drive to close it out and make sure they didn't come back. So I think you can look at it either way. I think Carolina is a better team. I'm just going to take them here. And I think I'm going to take the points too. I could be wrong. I almost hope I'm wrong. But they looked good. They played with swagger. I think Cam Newton, maybe not as good as I think is about as good as throw as Sam Darnold from what we've seen from him in Carolina so far. And just his added running element is just tough for defenses to kind of handle. Like I think he's still got some tread on the tires and he's showing it. You know?
He's a big man too. He's hard to take down.
I think Arizona had no D Hop and they were playing Colt McCoy, who also got injured. I think their third stringer was in for Arizona. I mean, like, I don't think you can compare that win against a Kyler Murray, D Hop led.
But who was injured on their defense? I mean, that Cardinals defense still let up 34 points last week. You know, Carolina put up 34 points. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
It could be a shootout.
I still just feel like sometimes in certain game situations, it's like, you know, offenses can feed the defense and defenses can feed the offense. So when you're working together, it's harmony. And it's like offense can't get anything going.
Harmony.
You know, offense can't get anything going. So then the defense letting up, and then it's just like, okay, it gets away from you and then you're screwed. I just feel like this week in this situation, you know, we lost to the Panthers last year, and this was actually Taylor Heineke. Some of his first action was last year when we signed him off the, you know, COVID reserve list. He came in against the Panthers and actually made it a game. I think week 16. Yeah, it was week 16. And you know, he's from Carolina. He's not from Carolina, but he played in Carolina too. It's a little bit of a homecoming for him as well, just along with a lot of other guys watching football.
It's just interesting. I think this is the biggest narrative game of the entire slate for sure. Like there's just a lot of different elements.
People are going to talk all about Cam being back, Ron Rivera coming to Carolina. People have called him the god of Charlotte for a long time because of just what he was able to build in Charlotte. That's what people are saying, dude.
First I've heard of him, but it does make sense. And as someone who's a Bills fan, our GM and our head coach came from the Ron Rivera coaching tree, you know, or that organization. So it proofs in the pudding in some ways. But yeah, we've talked about this game a lot. Let's move on. Let me just confirm with Will right now that it's good on time. We're at 1:08. I don't know when you need to leave.
Yeah, I have about till probably 1:15, so I got 7 minutes left.
Timers can't be set.
Okay, no, I don't need a timer. Apple Watch, thank you. So you just let me know. All right, but okay. All right, moving on. 49ers, Jaguars. San Fran only favored by 6. Granted. And like they played well this past week. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off. I'm gonna take the Niners. I'm gonna take the points. This Jag team stinks. Niners play some great defense. They balled out against the LA Rams. They run the ball so well. Jimmy G is very effective. I think having Kittle back is a huge difference. Deebo Samuel is just going all kinds of off. So I think this is a no-brainer, you know, potentially my other best bet of the week. But, yeah, Niners points. Take it. Will, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. You know, I feel like Jimmy G, you know, when he's actually kind of on, he's like just really good at managing the game, you know, one of those good game managers. So I feel like, you know, also the versatility of, you know, the running backs. Kyle Shanahan seems to be really knowing what to call right now for these plays. And then, hey, give the ball to Deebo. Give it to him. I need the points. And the 49ers, yeah, they won't skip a beat. They'll win this game.
Nice. All right, Holden, wrap it up for us.
Agreed with everything you guys just said.
Dude, you always do. You always just steal our picks every week. Nah, just kidding. Now, this is one of those no-brainers we really don't have to talk a lot about, fortunately. But, all right, so slightly more interesting game. By the way, Will, do you cook your barbecue with a Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper Day. You know, next year you guys come down 10/24. It's a tradition in Roanoke. So on October 24th every year, it's Dr. Pepper Day. So make sure you guys mark your calendars for next year.
Dude, we're going to be there, and we're going to do the show live from there next year. Book it. All right, back to football.
I want flaming Dr. Pepper right now.
Huh?
I want a flaming Dr. Pepper right now.
Yeah. Yes.
They light them on fire? What?
Don't you take like a fireball shot and you drop it in Dr. Pepper and it
I think that's right.
Chuck it down?
That sounds delicious.
Or something like that.
Oh, dude, so good.
Oh, yeah, dude, 151. I'm getting depressed flashbacks right now. Dear God.
Oh,
back to football. Bengals, Raiders, Cincy favored by 1. Will, who wins this game?
This is a weird one, Sean. I don't really know. Both these teams were looking good, and now they're both very question marky. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase connection is going to be right back in the spotlight this week. And then the Raiders, I don't know. I think Carr needs to start throwing it to Waller 55 times a game like he used to. I feel like he's gotten away from Waller. So I don't know. I think the Bengals bounce back. I don't know what's going on with this Raiders team.
That's some great points. Holden, thoughts?
I'm trying to set this one up in my head because the Cowboys play the Raiders on Thanksgiving. So I want to make sure that the Raiders can beat them. So I'm trying to figure out about how I want to play this in my head. I think the Raiders are going to get back. I think to a point they're going to use Waller because they threw to him 19 times week 1. And then after that, they're throwing to him 5, 7, 5, 3. It's like they're slowly leaning off of him. And I'm like, dude, this is your main target you should be targeting, which should hopefully open up other things on this team. Yep. I know they got blown out by the Chiefs, which I think ultimately the biggest reason for that was that Deshaun fumble. I think they were driving there. I think they would have scored there, and I think that would have kept closer, and that Deshaun fumble just screwed everything up for their momentum. I think the Raiders get back and then set themselves up for a good spot against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Very, very solid analysis. I'm with Will here. I'm so confused by this game. I don't know what to make of it because there were points in the year where I was so big on the Bengals. Oh, they're a great team. They put up points. Joe Burrow playing amazing. His rookie wide receiver, I can't remember his name. I have him in fantasy. Will might know because he's an LSU guy. Jamar Chase. Thank you.
I think you said Jamar Chase.
Huh?
Never mind. Keep going.
Shut up. No, I didn't. I said, stop playing head games with me. All right.
I'm not playing head games with me. I'm not
playing a long day.
I know.
No, I said, what's his face? Joe Burrow. Didn't I? Did I not? Okay.
You said Jamar Chase already, though. You said I like. And then you did
Zach Mettenberger.
Dude, that guy was going to be a beast. I forgot about that guy. R.I.P. Zach Mettenberger. I hope he's doing well. Yeah, dude. And then like Raiders, I was really big on them. I was big on them last week. I think maybe Derek Carr's having a little trouble getting over this Henry Ruggs stuff. Maybe a lot more than we thought, and that sucks. But shoot, gun to my head, I think I'll take the Raiders. I think they just have a slightly better defense. I agree with y'all on he needs to give Darren Waller more targets. And just to speak it from another perspective of a team that feeds a certain guy and it opens up everyone else. When we target Stephon Diggs like 10 plus times a game and give him catches and like chances to make plays, we usually win games. And I think that's what Raiders kind of have to get back to with Darren Waller. He is a difference maker on the field, top 3 tight end. I think you could even put him in like, I don't know, top 15 for receivers, maybe 2 if you really wanted him and like Kelsey. So feed him the ball. Josh Jacobs needs to wake up. I can't tell if that kid's good or not. It's
yeah. I mean, as a fantasy owner, I'm like Josh Jacobs needs to get there for me in this playoff push.
It's like he needs to score touchdowns or else he's worthless because he doesn't get yards. He doesn't get 100 yards or even catches really.
And they have Kenyon Drake for the pass game. So it's like if he doesn't get anything on first and second down or they're not on the goal line, he's not really like featured in that offense.
Stinks. I hate it. All right, let's keep it rolling. Oh, I love this game. We're going to start with Holden. Cowboys, Chiefs. Chiefs favored 2.5.
Chiefs all day, baby. Let's go. The Chiefs are back. Top of the division. Just when we thought they were dead, they're back. This is going to be a high-flying offensive game. Guess what? Chiefs are going to win this game.
Oh, well, what's going on, man?
No, I don't agree. I think the Cowboys are going to take this one. Diggs is going to pick 6 Mahomes for sure. I'm calling it right now. That's going to happen. So I don't know what it is. Obviously, I know Holden doesn't like the Cowboys, and but I think this is a really cool high-powered offense game. So I don't know, but I like the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are something else this year.
I'm right there with you. Shut up, Holden. Just shut up. I'm just kidding. I love you. It's just, I don't know why. Sometimes I can't hear you when I'm talking and vice versa. So, but that's just Zoom for you. So what are you going to do? Okay, yes, sir. All right. No, I like this Cowboys team. I like them all year. It's been no secret. I think they play good football. They've had a few hiccups along the way. I'm still not a buyer of this Chiefs team. Like, okay, yeah, they beat a division opponent. Patrick Mahomes. No, just Patrick Holmes. Let's take the ma away from it. I don't think he quite deserves that back yet. Isn't quite the guy that we've seen in the past 2 years. We saw a glimpse of it last year. Whether he's able to maintain it, I'm not necessarily sure. I'm going to take the boys here. They play good defense, and also they run the ball better. They control the game. If you're able to control the clock and limit Patrick Mahomes in that way, as long as they walk away with points, I think they find a way to cover the spread and win. I would make him take a money line in spread. But here we go. Interesting game here. Cardinals, Seahawks. And yeah, let's go to Will here since we're getting short on his time. But Arizona's 2.5-point favorite. Well, what's going on at this game?
Two teams that are, Arizona looked awesome for a long time, but now it's kind of like, are they really good? I know that they're good, but, a lot of injuries too. The Seahawks team is beat up too. I feel like this is a must-win for the Seahawks, though. I think this might be kind of the decision on the season. I think Russ, obviously coming off injury, that was rough last week in Lambeau. But yeah, I think the Seahawks win this game. I think they have to, because if they don't, I think the season might be done for them.
Motivation is different. I like that narrative a lot. Holden, what do you think of this game? I know you're a big Willie Russ guy.
Do you like Willie Russ? Also, this is another one of those games where it's a set-up game because we play the Seahawks in 2 weeks, and I would hate for Russ to be completely out of it. So I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game so that way we don't have to get him off a double back-to-back loss, and then he just comes to our house on a Monday night and screws us. Give me the Seahawks this week. I do think Russ is going to be really ticked off about last week. You could see them trying to get a score. They did not want that shutout. It was unfortunate. Things weren't going their way. It happens in the NFL. He's going to come back. Even if Kyler Murray plays, I could see this just being a really tight game because it's a division game, and we don't know the health status of him yet. I think they said he's very close, but even if you're very close, you could still be a little dinged up here and there. So, yeah, I'll take the Seahawks to find a way to get this one.
Dang, that's crazy. I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I think if Kyler Murray is playing, I will take the Cardinals 9 times out of 10. I think the Seahawks defense stinks. I think there's no run game. I think the offensive line isn't that good. I think Pete Carroll's over the hill and just relies on Russell Wilson to just be Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson knows that playbook better than him, or at least knows which plays to call better, which is fine because he's earned that right. But that being said, maybe Russ came back a little too soon. I'm someone who had a similar injury in a finger, granted, also ironically in my throwing arm as well. But it's a tough one to come back from that quick. And yeah, he seemed frustrated, and he should be frustrated. And I love that narrative of this means more to the Seahawks because, especially with the 49ers being the Rams, it kind of opened up the NFC a little bit more. Because now we're like, okay, Cardinals in the driver's seat. Maybe somehow Seahawks could find a way to sneak into a playoff if Rams were to fumble some more. But I'm going to take the Cards. I'm going to take the points. I don't think they have it. Moving on to the AFC. Weird game. Steelers, Chargers. We got a lot of big opinions on the Steelers this year. They keep on finding more and more ways to make it harder to pick them. Holden, dude, tell me who I should bet on.
I hate this game. I don't think Joey Bosa is playing. I don't know if Ben Roethlisberger is going to be back. He probably will.
No, maybe Fitzpatrick.
These were the two teams that I was going back and forth on where I'm like, I don't like the Steelers. Then they go back, and now they're same with this Chargers. I'm like, Chargers are up here. Now they're back down just when I think they're going to bounce back. They don't. I'm going to take the Chargers in this spot. I just like Justin Herbert. I just like Austin Eckler a little bit better than Najee Harris. And I didn't know about Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's pretty big. That's huge. I think. I think in that secondary spot, that's really where you don't want your best players to be gone. I mean, I know you need pass rush as well, and Joey Bosa is going to hurt not being on the field to cause some pressure, but I just like the Chargers a little bit more than I do the Steelers. So
For me, it's just this weird thing of how well does Justin Herbert respond to pass rush? He's still a little green behind the ears. How does he handle that? And you have potential defensive MVP Cam Hayward, and then also TJ Watt. So that's a lot for him to handle. But at the same time, if it's a shootout, can you trust the Steelers to put up points? I don't think so. So I don't know. I think I'm going to take the Chargers here. Won't be surprised if Steelers find a way. I'm not touching the spread at all. That's kind of a large spread for me. Will?
Yeah, as my last pick of the day, I'm definitely going to be going with the Chargers. I completely agree with you guys at all. The whole thing. Mink. You said Mink is out.
Yeah, that's what I saw on Twitter or something like that. He's on the COVID list.
That's like they're. I know they have TJ Watt, who's huge, but Minka is kind of. I feel like he's like just the guy there for that defense as well. So definitely a weird game. Like you said, I don't, it's one of those weird ones. And, but definitely going with the Chargers. And at that point, I'm going to say thanks guys for having me on. I really appreciate what you guys do. And I really appreciated this opportunity.
Dude, thanks. No, glad you were able to come on. Thanks for listening every week. One of our favorite listeners, probably one of the cutest. Whoa. Holden, any you want to say goodbye to Will?
Hey, Will, coming on. This is the first time actually seeing you face to face. You're awesome. Love any guy who's passionate about their football team as much as we are. So thank you, and I hope the Jets get a win for you this week, bud.
Hey, yep. You and me both, guys. I appreciate it. Trust me, keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Love the pod. Keep it up.
Dude, thanks, man. All right, love you. Say hi to Rachel.
Me too.
All right, Holden, we may get kicked off again, but I'll bring us right back so we can give our last pick and our best bets and wrap it up. No, that'll be speed round. I was hoping somehow we could do it all, but now I hate how it doesn't give me a ticker for the last minute. So I'm kind of in this weird limbo right now. I may have to go ahead and spring for the $5 to
Bro.
Hey, third time's a charm. What's
up?
Up?
I literally was just saying, I thought you had the unlimited and then it just like cut off.
No, that was perfect. That was just how I planned it. I set you up like a fool, a damn sucker of sorts, mayhaps.
We've never had this problem before. What's up with that?
So what I was going to say the first time it cut out, so I didn't know there was a 40-minute time limit. It's dumb. For some reason, whenever we have gotten that point, a little notification comes up. It was like, we're feeling generous. We're not going to cut your meeting off, but we recommend you upgrading to the professional plan or whatever. And I think it's like $5 a month. And part of me was like, is there any way for us to sneak it out for the last 3 months of the season? But maybe I just bite the bullet and I just cancel it after, that seems to be the wave, but just to stop these interruptions and probably help me edit easier, but whatever. Isn't this fun? So anyway, Holden, buddy boy, first and foremost, now that we're back, dude, thank goodness we got rid of that guy. Oh my gosh, dude, him and his silly, cute, good looking hat. Dude,
he seems like this. He seems like one of those fans that he just knows, he's kind of like me in regards to just, you kind of know when your team's not very good, but you're just hoping for the best every year. And you're just hoping and I'm with him too. Like, I would just want to be competitive. And, the more competitive you get, it's going to take some time for a team to get back to that spot, but it'll happen. We're all young enough to see our team succeed. It'll happen one day.
It's all cyclical. I mean, I've talked about it with you before. I think you asked me personally, like, how do I handle it? Like, during the years when the Bills were bad. And honestly, it was really the same mentality as Will. It was like, I just want to be competitive. Like, I know we're not a good team right now, but you want to see these glimpses of progression into becoming a good team. So, and I love that because I think sometimes I'm more of a realistic fan. Like, I mean, Will could somehow come on here and be like, no, the Jets, maybe they could win out, and somehow we sneak a wild card, but no, he's like, yeah, we're going to build and maybe next year, So shout out to Will for being on the pod. Love that guy, dude. He's the type of guy who will, give you the chug jug off his back, little Fortnite reference. Rip. But any
coming back. It's
freaking dude, I freaking hope so, dude. I love that game so much. Let's just check something real quick. All right, wrapping it up. Monday night game. I have flopped on this game so much. So much. I'm kind of curious where to go because it's Bucks Giants, and right off the bat, I want to bet the Bucks. I know it's an 11-point spread, but how often does Tom Brady lose 2 games in a row? He was pissed off in the presser after, But at the same time, this Giants team, I think, has found a way to cover like every spread this year. So that's kind of tough. So I almost like an alternative, a bet that you hate. This before I even pick a team on who's going to win. I'm taking the over. It's a little high. It's already gone up again. It was 49 earlier. Now it's at 49.5. But I think it's going to be kind of a shootout. A lot of injuries on both defenses. Tom Brady is still, I think, number 1 or number 2 passer in the league right now. Potential MVP. I think Bucks find a way to win this game. If the Giants somehow upset, I'll be surprised. But what are your thoughts going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking the Bucks just because I want to just totally get rid of the Giants, but I do think that the Bucks coming off 2 losses, let alone a loss after a bye week, I think it's just tough for them, and I think he's going to be so pissed. You saw him in the presser. He's like, let's make it quick. I mean, he went up to Taylor Heineke at the end of the game, which was nice because sometimes people have said, like, he doesn't do that after losses, but, he was really quick and short. You can kind of tell guys like that. And, there's mixed opinions on guys who, will walk off or something, but, I mean, guys don't like to lose, and you kind of want guys like that sometimes. I mean, granted, you got to have sportsmanship, which he did, but I think if he had won that game, he sat and talked to Taylor for a little bit and said, gave him some tips, pointers, whatever. It was quick. He was ready to get out of there. He wanted to get out of Washington. I think he comes back and they tear the Giants up. I think they shred them up. So,
dude, we'll see. I mean, that just seems like the obvious play, and like I almost don't want to overthink it. And like maybe I will bet the spread, but it's just Giants have somehow found a number any which way. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So wrapping up with our best bets, we got all our picks. Holden, are there any bets that you just love this week?
There are. I think I have 3. I try to keep 3 every week.
Okay.
This week, I know you probably won't like it, but I am going to take the Colts plus 7.
I hate that. Think don't bet that.
I just think it's going to be a tighter game. I think this is somewhat of a playoff type of game. I don't find it to where it's like it's just a blowout. I think these are 2 teams that need to compete.
Oh, a playoff type of game?
I think it's a playoff type caliber game. I think I think the Colts are fighting for their playoff.
Even when only one of these teams is going to make the playoffs, the other isn't.
We'll see. There's a 7th seed that the Colts have their name all over it. There's
they got it all over it.
That's right. I think, what are they, 6-6 right now? I mean, they're right where they want to be at 500. So, I mean, they're in a good spot with probably the Texans and the Jags still to play. So, yeah, I'll take the Colts plus 7. I will take the Browns minus the 11.5 or whatever it's at. I think they're going to blow out this team. I know that's a big spread. I don't like taking big spreads, but based on the coaching, based on the run game and the defense, I think they got embarrassed last week. I think they bounced back against a bad Lions team. Take the minus 11.5. And then this is my wild card play. Don't bet heavy on this, but I'm taking it because I'm biased, and that's what this show is about.
Yes,
Taylor Heineke rushing touchdown. Plus 480, baby.
I do like that. I think it's interesting that this is probably one of the better matchups that we've seen of 2 mobile quarterbacks for that Carolina-Washington game. So from a fantasy perspective, absolutely nuts. I know when you're in my league, I put in a waiver for Cam.
Me too. I was ticked that you got him because I was going to start him this week.
No way.
Oh, yeah. I was going to start him this week, man. I think a bunch of people put in that guy.
Absolute fool.
And you're, obviously you're worse than me, so you had a higher waiver priority, but I really wanted it.
Bro, I am not worse than you. I think we have like the same record.
Well, now we do, but last week.
But I won a game and you didn't. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right. And
that's
I'm
crazy.
Exactly
You're at 5-5 and I'm at 5-5.
My team is built for the playoffs. I told you multiple times. All I got to do is make the playoffs, and then the tear starts.
Sure.
No,
dude.
but I really do think both. I think that's going to be a good matchup between quarterbacks. I think Taylor Heineke's due for a rushing touchdown. I think he got one stolen away from him 2 times in Green Bay. I just think he's going to find a way to roll out. And I think he's going to use his legs a lot more this game. I mean, he used them a little bit when he needed to on some third downs last week. I think he gets in the end zone this week. I think the Carolina has a good front, and I think he'll find a way to scurry out to the right or to the left and dive one in for us.
Dude, he's not a rusher. He's a scurrier. He's a scurrier and a hurrier.
He's a little scurrier. That's dang right.
Dang. All right, so wrapping up with my best bets. So I like a lot on this slate, actually. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna take the Bills. I take them every week. Love those Bills. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully we were able to maintain the momentum that we had last week against a pretty good Colts team, or at least like a good Colts defensive team and an offense that can maybe keep up with us, especially with a powerful running game in Jonathan Taylor. But I'll take the Bills anyway. Ravens -4.5. I think Will put it beautifully. I think it's rare that you see Harbaugh take 2 back-to-back losses. I think they bounce back a little. I think 4.5 is a little low for this Ravens team. So, and I think Lamar, he plays with a chip on his shoulder at times. So I'll go ahead and take that. I'm going to take Tennessee at -10. I love that bet too. I know that's a lot against a bad Texans team, but I think Texans have kind of given up every single spread this year, except for like that first game they won. So I'll take the odds there. Packers -1.5. This has to be my best bet of the week, because you got to bet on Aaron Rodgers against Kirk Cousins. All right, he owns that guy. You take him 9 times out of 10. I think he's still a little disrespected in a way by how much crap he's getting for the whole COVID thing, which I agree with the public on that. But at the same time, sometimes some players play better mad, and Aaron Rodgers angry, a little scary. So Carolina -3.5. I already said that. You can fade me on that. Dallas +2.5. Dallas as a dog makes no sense. This should be maybe a oneer or a pick'em. I don't know if someone knows something that I don't. And
the Chiefs are back. That's what it is. The Chiefs are back.
Dude, they still have no defense. They still have no run game. Dallas has a defense. Dallas has a great run game.
Last time I checked,
they controlled the clock.
They won that game 41-14. Was that what it was? That's ridiculous.
Name another time they put up that many points all season. You can't.
Yeah, I get it, but it only takes one for that team.
It's too soon to say they're back.
Turn it on. It's a switch, and that switch hit last week. And
but can't Dallas all right, Dallas is a more explosive team than Oakland is anyway. Oakland without Henry Ruggs, there's no home run guy. They tried it with Deshaun Jackson, but he's an idiot. So,
well, I was gonna say they had a home run briefly, and then he screwed it up. So
yeah, I don't know. So whatever. I'm taking Dallas, and I'm taking the Cardinals if Kyler Murray is starting. If Kyler Murray is not starting, I am staying away from that like COVID, like 6 feet of distance, if not 10. So yeah, those are our best bets. Thanks for tuning into another wonderful, amazing episode. Way better than last week. Quick apology to our loyal fans. Just had technical issues. Won't happen again. We're still working through stuff, doing the best that we can to give you an amazing product full of winners, full of laughs. Right, Holden?
That's right. No, it's been fun, dude. I'm not surprised, but when we first started doing this thing, it's just like we didn't know if it was going to be a long, if we were going to do it after week 1, and here we are at week 11. Done this 11 weeks now, and we're still grinding. We still got a nice chunk of season left, and this is where it gets really good. This is where crazy things happen, and we're going to just be dissecting it and having fun and watching it all. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, and hopefully we can. I know you guys will be in the playoffs, but maybe we can fight our way to another playoff berth. We'll see.
That would be exciting to see. I mean, definitely agreeing with you. The narrative gets better and better with every week. The drama just doubles. So You know, they're our best bets. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. Share it with your family, friends, loved ones. Yeah. So do all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next week. Hope you win all your bets. I'm Sean. I'm partial to those Bills.
Holden, partial to the Washington football team.
All right, and this is partially biased. Love you guys.
Go Washington football team.
Bills by 1 billion.
$12 million.
15.
Insurance policy.
$15 million.